Hello, hi everyone. I'm Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Sanjay Gupta Tech School. So I'm back with Sales Cloud session. Like in previous months, I did three sessions on Sales Cloud. Then I just discontinued those, but I got lots of requests from viewers like, can you do more sessions on Sales Cloud so that we can understand few more features about the Sales Cloud. So to continue this series, I am again available in front of you. Today I'm going to deliver one more session on Sales Cloud. So you will be understanding one more feature that is crucial in Sales Cloud, right? So let's start with the session. So before starting with the session, I want to share a few information with you. So first of all, if you go through all the sessions, so I will be doing more sessions in this series. So if you go through all the sessions, so you will be able to crack Salesforce Sales Cloud consultant certification, right? So if you are aiming to go for this cloud certification, so you can go through all the sessions because I'm covering all the theoretical concepts as well as all the practical aspects. Okay. And if you really like the sessions, please hit the like button that is available on YouTube platform. So it will boost my channel. So show some gratitude. This is about me. So I hope everybody already knows about me. Still, I keep this slide in every session. So this is what I did professionally. So you can go through with the numbers and experience and the companies where I worked. So I did 9 certifications so far, and I'm planning to do one more certification so that I will be having total 10 certifications. So my next target is Experience Cloud. I'm learning for that. So I always encourage, if you learn properly, then only go for the certification. Okay. So moving forward. So before jumping onto the session, I just want to share one more information. So currently, I am also running some job readiness training programs, which are paid ones. So in that series, I have two modules available. One is admin module. In that admin module, I am covering all these aspects which are available in front of you. So we are talking about admin concepts with the help of few projects, end-to-end projects. I am like discussing with the folks who are joining the sessions, and we are discussing flows in detail. Flow got updated, so lots of updates are available in Flow. So I'm discussing those as well with the folks. Then we are having lots of sessions around business analyst. We are having lots of sessions around QA. Then we are having discussions on Sales Cloud. We are having discussions around Service Cloud. So all these things I am doing practically. Then how to build Experience Cloud or like Experience Site with the help of Experience Cloud. And then we are also doing AI associate sessions so that you can clear that certification, right? So this is admin module. If I go further, so this is the developer module that we are running, and in this we are sharing Apex trigger, test class, asynchronous Apex, LWC integration, Omni Student deployment related stuff, right? So these are helpful job readiness programs. So if you see anyone who wants to come into Salesforce ecosystem or want to upskill from admin to developer, or in developer, like you have 1 or 2 years of experience, but you need more hands-on challenges. You want to practice more, so you can join these programs. And to join these programs, you can go to this website, or you can write us to admissions@sgts.org.in. Okay. Now coming on to the topic. So if I recap what I delivered in previous sessions, so I just summarized them in 5 points. So in the very first session, I discussed about sales versus sales console application. So there are two applications pre-built available. One is having standard navigation and another is having console navigation, right? So those two applications we already discussed. Then we discussed about Salesforce Sales Cloud data model, right? So in that data model, I showed you different objects which are involved in Sales Cloud that you need to understand. So in that series, we already completed 3 objects. We discussed about account, we discussed about contact, and we discussed about opportunity. So these are main objects, but few more objects are associated with them. Like we have account team, right? We have opportunity team, we have contact role. So basically, few more objects are related to with these. So if you go through with the Salesforce, this Sales Cloud data model, you will be understanding like how these objects are connected. So if you go through the very first session, there I explained like how Salesforce Sales Cloud data model is basically created. So you can go through with that session and you can understand the relationship between different objects. Okay, so account, contact and opportunity management is already done. So in today's session, what I'm going to do, I will be explaining you about campaign management. Okay, so generally whenever anybody learns about Salesforce admin, so they don't focus much on the campaign object, but in Sales Cloud this campaign object is very much important, right? So you need to know campaign management if you are going for Sales Cloud certification, or you are going to work on any Sales Cloud related project, right? So Gaurav is asking what is the agenda for today's session. So Gaurav, this is the agenda for today's session. We are going to learn about campaign management. So I will be explaining you practically like how campaign is managed. And then we have another object that is known as campaign member. So these two objects we are going to discuss in detail. Okay, so let's first discuss what campaign is. Okay, and before explaining campaign, let me jump onto the org, and I'm going to open the sales application. So I'm opening it in new tab, and in our sales application in the middle you will see there is a tab available which is showing campaign. So this is a campaigns tab, and this campaigns tab is internally connected with campaigns object. So this tab is showing campaign object data. So if I go here and click on this list view all active campaigns, so I will be able to see what all campaign records are already there. Okay, so in Salesforce org we will be having this pre-built campaigns, right? So these are the campaign records. You can go and view these records. Okay, so we need to understand what campaign is and why it is important. So basically, whenever we talk about sales, okay, so whenever we talk about sales, so for marketing or sales, we do campaigns. Okay, if you take any business example, so if you want to sell any product or service, so you need to do campaigns. Okay, there can be different type of campaigns, like you are doing email campaign, you are doing Instagram campaign, you are doing some in-person connects, you are doing some virtual seminars, right, or webinars. So these are kind of campaigns, right? Or maybe like in any Salesforce event or in any other event, you are becoming part or you are doing some sponsorship so that you can have your stall available there so that people can interact with you. So that is also part of a campaign, right? So if we do that sort of campaign, so basically those information we can track under campaign object. So campaign is basically a container. If you are doing any marketing efforts, so all those information you can track in the campaign object. Okay, so all your marketing assets, those are related to customer, you can create under campaign. And whenever through campaign you are getting any lead or contact created, so those you can associate with the campaign. So contact management we already discussed. Like if anybody isn't interested in your product, so you can either create their lead record or you can create their contact record. Okay, so if they are more interested, then you will be seeing them as a potential lead. If they just want to discuss about the product and they are not much interested, still you can have their contact number, and then you can create a contact record for that, and then you can associate like from where that contact or lead you have generated. Okay, and basically marketers use campaign to analyze lead generation. They can see pipelines and number of closed deals. You can group related campaigns and you can create campaign hierarchies as well. Okay, so campaign hierarchies are similar to account hierarchies. So if you have any parent campaign and under that if you have sub campaigns, so that also you can manage under the campaign object, right? So I'm going to explain that. So if I go here and click on this new button, so suppose for doing any sales activity, if we want to create any campaign, so here I'm creating a campaign. Suppose I'm taking example of my organization, so SGTS, and I'm going to run a email campaign. So I'm creating a campaign with name SGTS email. Okay, I'm checking it as check active. Then type will be, so let's say direct email, or we can select email. Okay, so this is a email type of campaign. Status planned, in progress, completed, or aborted, so it is planned. Then we can choose start date and date. So suppose it will be starting from 12th of August and it will end at 16th of August, right? Then we can mention expected revenue, budget cost, actual cost, all these values we can fill. And then we have a field called parent campaign. Okay, so this way, whatever information you want to fill here, you can fill and then you can save it. So this way a campaign record will be created. So in the details, you will see lots of information available. Now here you are seeing few fields are available with zero values. So basically all these fields are roll up summary fields. Okay. Now if you want to manage this campaign, so you need to understand what all fields available and what kind of roll up summary they are doing. Okay. So to accomplish that, I have this link. So if I open this link, so here you will find all the campaign fields. So basically we will be able to see which field is available for what. So campaign is a standard object and all these fields are standard. So suppose we have total actual cost in hierarchy. So you can read this description like why this field is available. So before going to work on any Sales Cloud project, you need to know on campaign what all fields available and what is the use of that field. Okay, so I'm sharing this link in the chat so that in future, whenever you need, you can go through with that. So if you need to explore campaign fields, so here all the fields are available and you can read the description so that you can understand what that field will be actually doing. Okay, so all these fields which we saw on right hand side of this page layout, so all these are roll up summary fields. On left hand side, the fields which are available, in those fields we can fill the data. Okay, I will show you like how these roll up summary will be calculated. So in future slides you will get to know how we can add leads and contacts to this particular campaign so that these count will be increased. So basically SGTS planned like we need to do a email campaigning. So I created an email campaign record, and now whatever leads I will be generating or contacts I will be generating, so those records I will be creating separately, and then I can add those contact and leads to this campaign. Right, so moving forward, now I just gave you the brief idea like what campaign is. So campaign is an object which is standard object, part of Salesforce Sales Cloud. It has lots of standard fields. Few fields we can fill and few are roll up summary. Now, before we move forward, we need to understand how we can set up campaigns. Okay, so there are few steps that you need to follow. First, we need to enable user to access campaign. Okay, then you can customize campaign types. Then you can check campaign member statuses, and then you can allow users to create campaign hierarchies. Okay, so these four things we will understand in detail. So basically, if we go through the first thing, that is enable user to access campaign. So two things we need to verify. First of all, we need to check whether marketing user checkbox is checked on the user record. So if I go to the org and I'm clicking on top right corner and clicking on my name so that I can open my user. So I'm clicking on user details, and on the user record page, here you need to check whether this marketing user checkbox is checked or not. Okay, so in my org, on this user marketing user checkbox is checked. If it is checked, then only you will be able to access that campaign object. Okay, if it is unchecked, so sometimes it will happen, you are opening Sales Cloud application but you are not able to view campaign tab, or you are not able to search that in app launcher. So you need to check whether my user has marketing user checkbox enabled or not. Right, if it is enabled, you will be able to access that. Now second thing, we need to check whether create campaign permission is available or not. So object permission, create, edit, delete, and view. If those permissions are available, then only you can create or edit the records. So those permissions we generally provide on the profile. So right now the profile is system admin. If I open this profile, so I just need to verify whether that particular object is having all the permissions or not. Okay, so here I'm going to search for campaign. So campaign object I'm opening, and on this profile we'll be checking whether all the object permissions are available or not. So on system admin profile, all these permissions are enabled. Okay, so in your projects, whenever you work on any project that is related to Sales Cloud, so if you see like marketing user checkbox is checked, and you just need to check whether your profile or permission set are having these permissions or not on campaign object. Okay, so once you verify these things, then user will be able to access the campaign object. So these are two important steps that generally people ignore. So that's why I'm sharing with you. If you are facing any challenges, so you need to keep that in mind. And generally in interviews also, interviewer can ask like if marketing object is not available, so what all things we can check, right? Now, second thing is customize campaign type, right? So if you go to the campaign object, let me open the application once again. So if I open sales application, so under sales application, we have this campaign tab. If I open this campaign record, so here we have a field called type. So if you want to configure this field, like here, few predefined values are available. But if you see like the value which I want, it is not available here. So simply before using campaign, what you can do, just go to object manager, and under campaign object, you will be able to modify that. So why I'm explaining, because this is important step. So generally we have lots of type of campaign, but if we find that type is not available, so here you can click on new and you can add a new pick list value. Okay, then if I go further, so this was the second step that you can verify before using campaign. Now third step will be like you can create campaign hierarchies. So there was one more step. If I go back, so campaign member statuses. So this I will be explaining while I will be explaining about campaign member object. So right now I'm skipping it. So I'm directly explaining how like campaign hierarchies you can set up. So few things you need to check. First thing, you need to place the campaign field, like parent campaign field on the campaign page layout. So if I check here on my record, so I already have this parent campaign field. Okay, so if you want to set up campaign hierarchy and this parent campaign field is not available, so you need to add it on the page layout. If it is available, then only you will be able to create hierarchies. Okay, then next step is field level security. So you need to make sure for this parent campaign, field level security is enabled, right? Then to allow users to see parent and child campaigns on a campaign record, add the campaign hierarchies related list to a campaign page layout. Okay, so we have this campaign hierarchy related list. So you need to make sure on page layout this related list is available or not. So whatever campaigns are related, so they will be available here, right? And we have one more thing. If you see in this compact layout, we have this button. So this button is basically for checking hierarchies. So I created this campaign, and on this campaign, I'm just going to populate a parent campaign. Let me pick name of the campaign. So let me see the all active campaigns. So I'm going to choose this GC product webinar. I'm creating it parent for this campaign. So moving to details, here I'm clicking and pasting this name so it will be available. So for SGTS email, this GC product webinar will be the parent. So I'm saving it. Now if I click on this button, this button is responsible for showing the hierarchy. If I click on this button, so what I will see here, parent and child relationship is available. So this is the parent campaign, and here we have the subordinate campaign, right? So it is similar to account hierarchy. The the way we manage account hierarchy, the similar way we can manage the campaign hierarchy, and this is very much important. If you have lots of campaign going on and you have a parent campaign, so this way, if you click on the any campaign record on that icon, so you will be able to see like what all hierarchy we have on the campaign. You can see start date, end date, budget, actual cost, type, and status, right? So it is very helpful feature which is available in Sales Cloud in campaign object. Okay, so now working with campaign. So simple, first step is very simple, create and edit a campaign. So that I already showed you. Whenever you are running any campaign, you can create a record, and there are lots of fields available. You can fill the information, and you can track what all campaigns you are running. Then clone option is available if you want to create any campaign by cloning. So if you open any campaign record, so on this drop down, you will be able to see this clone button. Okay, so generally what happens if you are doing campaigning for particular product, so lots of information will be same. So instead of creating new campaign record, you can clone it and you can do the necessary changes so that in less time you will be able to create the records. Okay, now moving on to the next point, create a campaign hierarchy. This also I already showed you. To create a campaign hierarchy, two things are important. First is you need to populate the parent campaign, and second is through this icon you will be able to verify like what is the hierarchy of the campaign. Okay, and let me show you one more thing. Here in the setup, if you go to the campaign object, we have a option hierarchy columns. Okay, so here if I click on this button, so right now I am seeing start date, end date, budgeted cost, actual cost, type, and status. If you want to modify these fields, if you want to have any different field available in your campaign hierarchy, so what you can do, you can go to hierarchy columns, click on new, and then you will be able to select the fields that you want to display. Okay, so let's say I am choosing start date, end date. So start date, then I'm choosing end date, then I'm choosing active, then status, type, and created date. No, not created date. I'm choosing campaign name as well, and the campaign name I'm going to put on top. So I'm shifting it on top. Okay, so these fields I'm choosing. I just removed two fields like budget cost and actual cost, and these fields I'm choosing. So I'm just clicking on save. Yeah, these fields are available now. If I go and refresh the page, so you can see fields are modified. Start date, end date, active, status, and type. These 5 fields are available. Earlier, different fields was available. So if you go back a little bit behind in the stream, you will be able to verify. Okay, so this way you can change the fields of the account hierarchy. Now, sharing of campaign. So if you gone through with my admin bootcamp that I did last year, so in that we discussed sharing and security in detail. So there was one concept like manual sharing of the record. So if you want to share any record, so here sharing option is available. So you can share this campaign record with particular user. Okay, so if you know the sharing concept, it will be easy for you. Otherwise you can if you are learning it for the first time, so you can search for particular user. Let's say I'm searching for a user. Yeah, this user is not available. Yeah, test user is available. So I'm clicking it. We can define the access read only or read write, and then click on save. Okay, so this record we cannot share. There is an error. So maybe this user is not having that marketing user permission, right? So that's why we are not able to share that campaign. So if you get that kind of error, so you need to make sure that particular user is having all the access, then only you will be able to share the records. Right? Now, then next one is track campaign history. So to track the history, we need to set up history tracking. So here we have an option, set history tracking. On top right corner, if you click on this button, set history tracking. So from here you can enable campaign field history, and you can check the check boxes, whatever fields, key fields you want to track. Whenever we do any changes, so those changes will be reflected. So I'm just saving it. So I enabled field history tracking, and once we enable, we need to go to the page layout, and then on the page layout we need to just place the history tracking related list. So in the related list, yeah, so here we have campaign field history. So I just dropped it, I'm saving it. If I go to the UI, if I refresh the page, so there will be one related list added. So campaign field history, this is added on top. Now if I modify any value here, so I am just modifying the dates, because start date, end date I covered. So 19th to 23, I'm modifying these dates, clicking on save. If I go to related list, so here you can see two entries are available. So I modified start date and dates. It will track like on which date and time it was modified, user who modified, then original and the new values. Okay, so all these sort of things you can do on the campaign. So few things will be like repeat, because if you already know the admin concept, so for you it will be a repeat. But if you don't know the admin concepts and you are just learning the Sales Cloud, then you need to focus on these features. Okay, so after, like if you go through the admin concept and then you learn a cloud, so it will be very easy for you to pick up the pace, right? And generally when we learn the admin concept, we use the Sales Cloud application a lot. So few things will be common for you, but I'm sure like campaign object, few folks touch until they are working on the Sales Cloud. If you are doing only admin concepts, like in last year, whatever bootcamp I executed, so I never touched campaign object, because we just practice through account, contact, opportunity, or case, right? Those objects we generally use, but you need to know the campaign as well. Now we have campaign members, so we need to learn how we can manage campaign members. So right now these roll-ups are pending. We are not able to understand like what are the use of these roll-ups. So these you will be understanding with the help of campaign members. So if I go to the next slide, so now campaign member is very powerful feature that is available with campaign, and campaign member is basically a junction object. So first of all, we need to verify the campaign member fields, so that we can make sure whether it is a junction or not. So under object manager, I'm going to search for campaign member, and under fields and relationship, you will find it is having a lookup to campaign, and it is having a lookup to contact, and it is having a lookup to lead. So with campaign member, we can add, with campaign member, we can make lead or contact member of campaign. So lead campaign will become the parent for this campaign member, or contact and campaign will become the parent. So basically campaign will be must. You need to populate campaign, and the second option will be either lead or contact. Okay, now if you want to understand it more clearly, so I'm going to schema builder, so that I can show you with the help of a diagram, pictorial representation. So I'm clearing all, so selecting lead, then campaign, so campaign member, and I'm selecting contact. Okay, 4 objects I selected, so we will see the relationship between these. So this is campaign, then we have campaign member, okay, we have lead, and then this is contact. Okay, if you see, this is the campaign member. So if I click on campaign member, so campaign member is connected with contact as well as with campaign, and it is connected with lead. So it is having three parent. Okay, so at a time you will be selecting campaign or lead combination, or you will be selecting campaign or contact combination. Right, so this way I hope you are able to understand. This is a child for contact, lead and campaign. So we will be using it to manage many to many relationship. So one campaign can have many leads or many contacts, and one lead can be having many campaigns. So this sort of relationship we will be creating. So for managing many to many relationship, we have this campaign member object. Okay, so I showed you all the fields which are available. Now, if you remember in the previous slide, I discussed about this status field, which I skipped. Now we can cover it. So basically, in campaign member, we have a important field called status. So whenever you add any campaign member in the campaign member object, so we have these status values: planned, sent, received, and responded. Okay, so based on the campaign, you can modify these values. You can have more fields, more pick list values here. So for example, if you are running an email campaign, so you will be using sent, responded, purchased, or did not purchase. But like similarly, if you are doing a product demo, if you're doing a campaign for product demo, so you can use statuses like invited, accepted, declined, or attended. Right, so for different campaigns you can have different type of statuses. So as per the business requirement, you can have more pick list values in this status pick list, which is available under campaign member. Okay, now the most important thing, we need to understand how we can add members to the campaign. Okay, so here two options are available. We can either add lead or campaign. So I'm taking you back onto the campaign. So for example, SGTS is running a email campaign. Okay, we are sending some emails and then we are receiving some responses, and we need to identify whether it is a lead or it is a contact. Like, right? So if we have like more information about the customer, or like if customer is more interested in the product or service, then we call it as a lead. If like customer shared just their email or phone number, we can say like this is just a contact. Okay, so your organization will be having some smart executives. Those will be identifying whether it is a lead or contact. So if we have a lead, we need to create a lead record. Okay, in my next session I will be talking about lead management. Okay, so here right now I'm just creating a lead, or will be adding that lead to the campaign. In next session I will discuss lead management in detail. So then I will be linking all these objects. So today we are discussing fourth object. Previously we discussed about account, then contact, and then opportunity. Today we are talking about campaign. In next session we'll discuss about lead. Then I will show you like how all these objects are connected, and we'll see a journey. Like we will be having campaign, then we'll create lead, and then we'll convert the lead into account, contact, and opportunity. So lead piece is missing, that will be converted, that will be completed in the next session. So right now I'm just filling this information. So if we have customer information, let's say Ajay Gupta, company, suppose test. I'm just writing test company as of now. Random phone number I'm populating, random mobile number I'm populating, email I'm giving my, website I'm giving my, just for demo purpose. Okay, lead source, so let's say partner referral, industry education. Okay, then we can have rating like hot. So if you have lots of information, then you can say like this is a potential lead. Okay, means that particular customer or organization is interested in a product or service. So you can create, just click on save. So this lead is created, lead record is created. Okay, so I created a lead with name Ajay. Now I'm going to create a contact. So if we create a contact, so we'll be having bare minimum information. Then we just create a contact. We don't have much information about the customer, and customer just inquired about the product. So just to manage the data, we are just creating a, so let's say, and if this customer is basically related to any account, so you can relate, otherwise you can leave it as is. And I'm just providing email, so let's say dummy email I'm providing and saving it. So this is our contact. Okay, so I created one lead, I created one contact. Now these leads and contact I created through that campaign. I created them through this campaign. So I ran this campaign and then I got one lead and one contact. Okay, but still those are not part of this, because if I go to related list, I don't see any campaign member. Right? Now you have two buttons available here in this campaign member related list: add leads and add contacts. If I click on add leads, I will see all available leads. So this lead I created through that campaign, so I can select it and click on next. Now campaign will be selected. Member status you can choose like send or responded. So initially we'll be choosing sent. Then update existing campaign member, so keep member status or override, so we will be keeping it, and clicking on submit. So this way here we can see one campaign member is available and that is a lead. If I go to details, here I need to refresh and we will be having information. So this roll up increased by one lead is available in the campaign. Okay, now if you go back to the related list, you can add contacts. Click on add contact. So I created this first one against that campaign, so I'm adding that. So similarly keep it as is and click on submit. So now two members are available in this campaign. If I go to details and refresh the page, so one lead in campaign and one contact. So this way we can relate the leads and contacts which we are generating with the help of campaign, right? So we need to run a campaign. So this is now part of the Sales Cloud. In Sales Cloud, if you want to sell your product or services, you will be running campaigns. And as part of the campaign, if you are creating a lead or contact, so you can add those leads and contacts in this campaign. And we are managing all these things with the help of campaign member, which is a junction object that I already discussed. It is related with campaign as well as lead and contact, right? So with this diagram, you will be able to understand. So we are choosing either campaign lead combination we are creating, or we are creating campaign and contact combination. Okay, here if I click on this button, so we can manage campaign member. So if I click on this button, so here this is data import wizard. So if you have any data Excel sheet available and you want to import lots of data, so you can click on that button and here you can go through this process. This we already discussed. Okay, I need to open that application again. So this data import wizard, if you want to learn, so that is already available in the bootcamp playlist. So I'm going to open campaign again. Okay, so manage campaign member, import leads and contacts. So these two will redirect to the same page. And then we have send email list. If you click on it, so you will be having this pop-up. Here you can pick any subject, recipient. So whoever is the member of this campaign, they will be receiving this email. So mass email, if you want to send, you can do. Okay, now other way around. So we added leads and contact from this campaign related list. If I go to leads, so here also we have a button add to campaign. Okay, on the lead page, we have a button add to campaign. If you click on this button, okay, I have not selected any lead. So I'm selecting this lead. Okay, this is already added. I'm selecting the second one. First one is already added, so I'm choosing second one. Add to campaign. Okay, now from here I need to choose the campaign. With which campaign I need to add. So I'm choosing this one and then submit. Okay, now if I go to that campaign, so there will be total 3 members. Okay, if I check the details, so 2 leads and 1 contact. So through lead also we can add Through lead object also we can add particular lead to the campaign, but the thing is we need to choose the campaign with which we want to connect it. And contacts, so here also we have a button. So this contact, second one, I'm going to add to the campaign. So click on add to campaign, again same steps, you need to choose the campaign and click on submit. So now if we go to the campaign, in the related list you will see 4 members, and if we see the details here, 2 leads and 2 contacts are available. Okay, so this way lead and contact you can add them as a member to particular campaign. Then we have accounts. Accounts also can be a campaign member, but if you see here we don't have any button available. We don't have any button add accounts. So for that you need to enable a setting. So if you go to home and search for accounts, so here we have an option, accounts as campaign member. So click on this. You need to enable this option. If you enable this option, then only you will be able to have that button. So just click on save. It will be enabled. Now if you go to campaign and refresh the page, so here we have one more button, add accounts. So any account can also become part of campaign now. So generally we don't do that because with account lots of contacts are already associated. We can have those contacts as part of the campaign, but if you see like you want to make any account as well as part of campaign, so you can do. So I'm choosing any random account. So let's say this one, Dickinson PLC, and I'm clicking on next. So this is already selected, submit. 5 members are there. If I refresh, okay, so 2 leads, 2 contact. For account we don't have any roll up, so it won't be visible, right? So this way we can add accounts as well in the campaign member. Let's see, we have, okay, here we don't have any add to campaign option. So you can go to campaign and through that only you can add the accounts as well. Right, so this was all about like how we can work with campaign member. So I explained each and every step. So campaign member option won't be available because it is a junction object. So it will be available in the related list, and like through development you can apply some sort of apex. Like if you want to apply any trigger or through apex you want to do some manipulation, that can be done. And we can create reports as well on campaign member. So if you go and check the reports, so you can create new report, and here campaign with campaign members will be available. So let's create it. So we have campaign with campaign members. Campaigns with campaign members. So this is the one. I'm creating a report. Okay, so here we have campaign with campaign members. So I can group with campaign name, and then if I click on run, so this campaign is having 5 campaign members. Other campaigns are not having any member, that's why that data is not visible. So this way if you want to do any analysis, you can do with the help of report. Okay, so this was all about campaign and campaign member. Hope you gained some knowledge going through this. In next session, I will be talking about the lead. So if you see here on the campaign, we didn't discuss about remaining roll-up summaries. So we only discussed about these 2, leads and contacts. So other roll-up summaries will also be useful. So in next session, I will talk about leads. So we will learn how we can convert the lead, and then these roll-ups will also be populated. And in the related list, we have one more thing, that is opportunity. So it will be useful. So in next session, when we'll be discussing about leads, I will come upon this campaign again. So in next session, once we cover up all the things about the lead management, then I will club all account, contact, opportunity, campaign, and lead. So I will walk you through a journey, how like these all objects basically works. And apart from these 5 objects, we have other objects also like product, quote. So after lead session, I will be discussing those also. So if you like the session, please hit the like button so that my channel get some boost from you. So don't go away without liking the session. If you're watching the recording, do like the session. So this is just a humble request. Okay, I am just checking the chat now if there is any question. So Rakshita is asking, could you please clarify the essential modules for a business analyst, or if it's necessary to learn administration skill to be a... Yes, so Rakshita, if you want to become a successful BA, you need to learn admin. So in Salesforce, you pick any role, at least admin knowledge you need to have. And you already have a pick list on, sorry, a playlist on my YouTube channel. You can go through with that. You will be able to learn through 15-16 videos or sessions only all the admin related stuff. But if you want to learn admin in detail with the help of hands-on project, then you can join the job readiness training program. So there I will be taking all the sessions on Zoom live. So I will guiding you like how you can learn all those concepts. So Abdul, you are talking about marketing cloud. So I'm not expert in marketing cloud, so I won't be able to do. But I will search someone who can deliver sessions on marketing cloud. So Shravani, I think I already explained how we can create new campaign members. So new we cannot create. Campaign members are basically lead and contact. So if you have lead and contact already created, then only you can make them as a campaign. You can make them as a member of that particular campaign. Okay, so yep, this is all about today's session. So I hope you liked. Thank you for joining this session live, those who attended live, and those who are watching the recording, thanks to you as well. And soon I will be having, maybe next week I will be having a session on lead management, and that will also be interesting. So do join that, and please share the information with other folks as well so that they can learn all these concepts. Yeah, Sandeep, CPQ also I will plan. So now, like admin and development is already done. So my focus is on these topics only, like whatever clouds we have, and CPQ or industry CPQ. Omni Studio we already did. So I will try to cover whatever is the remaining. Okay, so thank you so much for joining the session. Bye everyone. See you in the next session.